either.
Two-man shame. Yeah, I had to bounce from that pod early.
Oh, why? You had something going on?
Yeah, kids. Sloan was
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I left a little bit after you did, just because I had to get some stuff done. But it was a good pod. It wasn't sometimes. It was a good pod. It was just a lot of basketball, and I was with it. It was good. Plus, I hadn't been on Maurice's pod in a while because he normally has them during the week. So.
on that. What the hell was that?
A burp.
Jesus, that came from the depths.
They came from the diaphragm trying to repress it.
That burp said, "We shall overcome."
Something like that. Something like that. All right. Well, we can start this thing whenever you're ready. I think I'm good.
I'm in the midst of typing, but I can multitask.
Oh, look at you. All growed up.
Yeah, don't tell nobody. Then they expect stuff from me. Lord knows I don't like expectations. It's kind of like when you show the things that you can do at your job, and they're like, "Oh, you can do all this stuff? Well, we can add stuff to you." No, pay me for that.
Trust me, don't I know that? So I have a nickname at work, which is called the supervisor, the union supervisor, because people go to me about everything possible, management, upper management, all that kind of stuff. They call my phone even when I'm not at work. They ask me questions, and they're like, "Lawrence, you really are more like a supervisor than you are anything else." I said, "Don't say that, because then they'll expect stuff out of me." And sure enough, they try to expect stuff out of me, and then I have to remind them, "I don't get paid for this." You all set on your Christmas list, Christmas shopping, or are you gonna be last minute shopping?
Oh, I'm gonna be last minute. I know what I got to get. Just just kind of taking my time with it. Doing all the research I need before I make a purchase. If that makes sense.
Oh no, I understand. I understand.
Let's see. I feel like I'm missing something, but no, well, it'll be all right. Yep, definitely feel like the theme of today's show was getting paid.
Get money.
Because whether you were Giannis, you're Gus Malzahn, you getting the bread.
Strange firing.
Not really.
Strange.
Not really. More like we'll talk about it later.
I guess you have one. I guess you have one job, and he didn't fulfill that task. But his overall record is not well. Like I said, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, I think that's everything. And boom, we are live and rolling.
All right. You want me to do the intro, or you gonna do it?
Go ahead and kick this thing off.
All right. Welcome to another edition of Two Piece and a Biscuit. I still don't have a PS5. My name is Lawrence, one of your hosts, and I got my main man, the other host, the other part of Two Piece and a Biscuit, Ian. What's up, Ian?
What's going on, Lawrence? I still don't have a PS5, and I'm not expecting to get a PS5. Guess I wasn't that good this year.
No, you stay on the naughty list.
It's more fun that way.
Oh, really? No. Oh, really? Somebody who ended up on the naughty list was Gus Malzahn, Auburn Tigers head coach, War Eagle. And it said they decided to get rid of him. They decided to take his ball and tell him to go home. But they paid him, $21.7 million to go away. I have to say, I don't quite understand the firing during these times. I thought it was a weird firing. What did you think, Ian?
There's just further proof that COVID ain't stopping college football, whether it's playing or the business of it. You know, these colleges can say, hey, we hurting for money all they want, but guess what? You found a way to come up with $21 million to get this man out. And he wasn't even the first firing. You know, what's the name? Lovie Smith got fired too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Will Muschamp got fired earlier in the year. So, you know, these schools are finding ways to come up with the money to make moves at the end of the day. And if they can make moves to fire coaches, they can make moves to pay these players. But that's a whole nother subject for another day. Gus basically fell into the trap of you didn't beat Bama. You haven't won a national championship. Hell, Auburn fired Gene Chizik 2 years after winning the championship with Cam. So, you know, Auburn has a new standard that they got to live up to, and beating Bama is definitely one of those things. And when you get whooped up by Bama the way they did this year, you know, Gus, they've been wanting to fire Gus for a long time, and you know he would always come up with a timely win to prolong it. So this year wasn't the case.
But that's a weird thing, though. I mean, I guess that when you have an expectation of beating Nick Saban, like who in the SEC has a good record of beating Nick Saban? Who? You know, so shouldn't it be, let's keep the games close against Nick Saban. Let's not get the doors blown off. Some of those games have been kind of close. They've been contested, you know. I would have thought that this year in the pandemic, they would have given him one more year and they would have given him a little bit more rope. And I think that would extend to all coaches, but you made some really good points. If you can pay someone $21.7 million to go away, then the student athlete should never be on a ramen noodle diet.
It's pretty simple. I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, they can come up with the money to make these moves, and you can cry poor during the pandemic. When this pandemic is over with and things are back to some similar to normalcy, you know, there's no more crying at, you know, cat's out the bag. It's up to the players to actually go for the money.
Yeah, and you know, the more time that goes on in college football, I was always kind of lukewarm to the idea of players getting paid. But as time goes on, you see how much these institutions bring in from sports, how much money, and the player, like I said earlier, they're on a ramen noodle diet. They can get something, they can benefit at least off their likeness. This is why we don't have NCAA football anymore, because of that. What is it, Ed O'Bannon and the group of college players that took it to court? But Gus Malzahn, 66-33 at Auburn, gets let go, and his severance package, $21.7 million. I wish my severance package was that good.
You haven't put in enough years at UPS.
I put in more time at UPS than Gus Malzahn has put in Auburn.
You picked the wrong position.
I did. You're right.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
That's all you got, but you ain't wrong. You right on the money. $21.7 million though is peanuts to what your man Giannis bust down Milwaukee. What is it? $228 million for 5 years in the Supermax extension.
That is correct. Before we segue to Giannis, I do kind of want to go back to the college game. It's kind of ironic. We were talking about how I said the pandemic is not going to stop the game.
Yeah.
Still praying for the kid at Florida, Deontay Johnson, who passed out on the court. And ironically, they kept playing the game. And that's definitely, I don't know if they would consider that a bad look on college basketball, but I definitely looked at it kind of crazy. Like, if I was a player on that team, like, there's no way in the world I could have kept playing, especially seeing my guy, collapse on the court and, he's in a coma. I guess he's out of the coma now and communicating, but that's just, in this time of a pandemic and you're dealing with so many things, the fact that they just kind of picked him up off the ground, just said, all right, keep the show rolling. Crazy look.
You're gonna get me on a rant and a soapbox. The personal touches of our humanity over this year have really been exposed. We as a people don't care for one another like we should. So it doesn't surprise me that a young kid goes down and he passes out and they decide that they're still going to play the basketball game. We treat our athletes and other people like, what's the big deal? So I'm not surprised by that at all. I mean, at my own company, we had somebody who was killed, and we thought as workers that they should have stopped the sort, but no, they didn't do that. They didn't. They kept on going. So the personal touch that we have as human beings, I think, is slowly being chipped away. Why? There are many different things that we could point to that would illustrate these points, but I'm not surprised. I'm sad by it because he's a young guy, and that his last days on earth could have been last day on earth could have been on that court, and we didn't know. But I'm glad that he's doing okay. I'm glad that he's been able to be brought out of his medically induced coma. And I hope that he continues to get better.
Well, you also got to remember, we're kind of old enough. Well, you're definitely old enough. Joke, but not a joke. We remember Hank Gathers.
Oh, Loyal Mo Marymount.
Yeah. And, we remember, we didn't see, thank God we didn't see, when Reggie Lewis died on the court, trying to get ready to come back and play basketball. But, we see those things, and it just kind of hits you in a different way. So to see that kid, getting wheeled off, and you're thinking like, oh, that could have been the end. And if you're a player on that team, you still keep playing. It's like, it just don't jive well. But, hey, it's 2020.
It's 2020. Like I said, 2020 is the year of anything being possible. So, yeah, you're not wrong that I know about or I'm old enough to have watched Hank Gathers. And I could tell you, I was still a kid, so I wasn't that old, but I still remember when the news flashed up on or the ticker flashed up on the news. On TV, which is why I knew what happened to him. But the Reggie Lewis was even more shocking because it happened again with him. But I think with Reggie Lewis, it happened in practice. Still, it's got to be shocking though. So yeah, I don't know. The human element is missing. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely tough. But sorry to kill your segue. So
no, that's all good. It's all good. I mean, you didn't just kill it; you murdered it, but it's all right.
All right, my bad. Sometimes it'd be like that. I don't get paid the big bucks to to segue correctly, but who is getting the big bucks? My guy Giannis.
Hey, that's a segue. Hey, I see what you did there. Oh boy, you segue king, you.
Boy, I try. Pop my collar a little bit, but yeah, I am happy. He signed the max, 5 years, $228 million. He's staying in the mill. He says his city. He wants to win there. Great. We got that out the way now. Now let's go and get this championship. Let's build management, build around him. That don't mean stop. You got him. Keep building. Let's get to the finals. Get to the finals first, and then let's win this championship. And hopefully we don't have a situation where you have a James Harden that's just mad to be mad. And boy, you talk about coming back out of shape. That boy looked like he ate all the buffets at all the strip clubs.
Whoa. Eating all the lemon pepper loos he could get his hands on. Is that right, huh?
Man, he skipped the wings and just went straight to the steaks.
Ooh. Not at them establishments. I would decline. But going back to Giannis, good for him. First of all, good for him for staying. I did doubt that he was going to stay because he took so long. I thought that he may go to Dallas earlier in the year. I thought he may go to and play with Steph and go at Golden State. I also thought Miami might come calling, but good for him that he stayed in Milwaukee. Good for him that he's claiming the Bucks as his team. Now the Bucks are now challenged with that big number, how to get good players to play around Giannis, and Coach Bud is challenged with diversifying his offense and his scheme when he gets to the playoffs, because we know he's a 60-win shouty. He's gonna get you 60 wins, but in the playoffs, can he get you to the finals? And that's gonna be the question now. So, but my question to you: were you nervous about Giannis staying?
Not at all.
Really?
No. You see my demeanor on this show. You've seen it on other shows. I've reiterated that he's staying. Everybody in their mama is like, no, he going to Golden State. He going to Miami. He going to this place. Like, no, he's staying. Reason why?
What made you so sure?
Because he's a different dude. He's not a dude that was born here in the States. He's a guy that literally came from nothing. And when he got over here, the first place he came to was Milwaukee. And and he's been embraced by that city, and they've shown him love from day one. So, you know, when you get shown love, and especially that nice fat contract, kind of reciprocate it.
Whew. He's worth every penny of it too, being a back-to-back MVP and Defensive Player of the Year last year. Only 3 players, Hakeem, Jordan, and now Giannis, have won MVPs and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. So good for him. I can't wait for his story, to hear more about his story, coming from nothing and now being one of the most highest paid players in the NBA. Good for him.
Yeah.
Now they got to win.
Yeah, very true.
Now they got to win. I'm gonna segue to this. Doesn't make me happy. So we talk about winning, and now we got to talk about the Falcons and what in the world happened in that game. I'll be honest with you. I stopped watching a little bit in the third quarter.
Oh, you missed the good stuff. You missed what happened then.
Well, I didn't have the warm and fuzzies when it was 17-10. And through text, I got the gist of what happened. We had a chance. And Matt Ryan, and in your words, Matt Ryan went Matt Ryan. And that I felt, which is highly disrespectful. How dare you talk down on Matt Ryan? He is a good, solid QB. He just decided to have a 3-interception game.
He does Matt Ryan stuff. Sorry, my bad for being a messenger.
You make it seem like he have 3 interceptions every game.
He gives you empty stats, and he gives you the untimely bad. If things are not going perfectly in his favor, it's not going to work out for him at all.
He is a quarterback, and I've said this before, that the run game has to be good. The offensive line has to really be blocking. The wide receivers have to be on time. And you said this too. For Matt Ryan, all things have to go well for Matt Ryan to play well. You know, he is not Patrick Mahomes. You know, that was the other game I was watching at the 1:00 game. Patrick Mahomes also had a 3-interception game, but he made the plays, and that was his first one. He made the plays at the end to win the game, to beat Miami, and Miami was coming for him. He also had that weird 30-yard sack. But I brought up Patrick Mahomes to illustrate the two different types of quarterbacks we have. Patrick Mahomes is supremely talented. You can have a poor offensive line. He's a mobile quarterback. He's got a strong arm. The run game can go bad. You don't have to be on time. He could throw that football in a keyhole and get you to score. And he can have a bad game, which he kind of did. A lot of balls tipped, and he can still prevail in the end. Matt Ryan, a lot of variables have to go right for him to win the game. And the perfect point was the 2016 season where we went to the Super Bowl, his MVP year. So that being said, what's next for Matt Ryan? I know the entire city wants him gone now. They want to burn his jersey probably. And I just want to say, let's not burn the jersey. Let's treat the man respect, because he is the best Atlanta Falcon quarterback that we've ever had. And when he's gone, we will be sad.
Okay. I'm trying not to be mean, trying not to hate.
No, go ahead and hate. Say what you say with your chest.
Okay, you asked for it. First of all, burning his jersey, that wouldn't be disrespectful. That'd just be a waste. The only people that have his jersey are people that like him.
That was mean.
I was trying not to be mean, but you told me just go ahead and say it with my chest. What else?
I did.
You asked for this. fact that he's the best quarterback in Falcons history shows what a mediocre history Falcons have. And I'll end it with good old fashioned. I told you so. I told you so.
You say that every time when we talk about Matt Ryan. You say that every time. And yes, we have had a mediocre history. Not all of us can come from a storied franchise like the Green Bay Packers and have Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre and so on and so forth.
You don't have to be a Falcons fan. You choose to be one.
So who do you recommend not be a fan of?
Anybody but the Falcons?
So if I decide to be a Giants fan, that's okay.
Try it.
No.
Might not be the best right now. I mean, you're
No.
riding with Judge Joe Brown and Daniel Jones, who likes to turn the ball over almost more than Matt Ryan right now. But, I mean, hey, you know.
I'm good on that. Ride or die with the Falcons, red and black. Let's go. Let's go. Till the wheels fall off. And maybe some people feel like the wheels have fallen off already.
The wheels ain't even been put on.
Well, maybe the wheels have not been put on, but there's always next season. Pretty much when we started our 0 and whatever season, 0-6, 0 and whatever, I'd already said to myself, I'm waiting for the 2021 season anyway. So that tells you where my mindset's been.
Okay. So I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So right now, the way that the season is right now, if Falcons lose out and a couple teams win a couple extra games, Falcons could finish with as low as the fourth seat, as the fourth pick. So right now you got number one be the Jets. They're probably going to take Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he should stay in college if that happens. But yeah.
No, well, first of all, never pass up money. I don't care what's the situation. You don't pass up the money. You don't go back to playing for free. That's just stupid. Say the Jaguars. Let's just say they're being silly and they decide they want to try Minshew out there another season and pass on Fields. Number 3 would be Cincinnati, and you know they're not picking the quarterback because they got Burrow. Justin Fields is sitting there at the 4th spot. Do you pick Fields or do you go D-line?
You go Fields. And the reason why is Matt Ryan is 35? He's getting longer in the tooth. New regime change. Depending on who the head coach is, who the GM is, they're going to want their guys in there. So it's your opportunity to make your mark, and you make your mark with a flashy new pick. And if it's Fields, you get him. You know, you get the best quarterback available. And then, you know, maybe you still keep Matt Ryan if you can't trade him or you don't feel like you need to trade him. It gives Fields an opportunity to play with Matt Ryan, a seasoned quarterback, kind of like what Alex Smith did for Patrick Mahomes. So, or if you have the opportunity to move Matt Ryan on and get a 3rd-round pick, you do that and let Landry, I always want that name is stuck in my head. Anyway, Fields and Jones play together because that would be fun. That could be exciting. But yeah, I would swing that way. But no lower than Trevor Lawrence or Fields. After that, now you're supporting the defense or whatever. You got all the offensive weapons you need. As far as wide receiver, you probably couldn't use an offensive line, but you really need a game-changing defensive end. There aren't too many Chase Youngs growing on trees, so
I'm saying who is that for this year? Because
nobody. It's nobody out there like that.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think this is one of the better drafts this year. So
at certain positions,
right?
Like you still good. I'd even say the quarterback position might be a little bit deeper than thought of in previous years.
Right.
You got Fields and Lawrence. The kid out of BYU is sneaking up on boards.
Mm-hmm.
Boards. You got Trask at Florida. Got Mac Jones at Alabama. Say they both come out. What's my man? Wake Forest, Jamie Newman, who should have been at UGA. He would still be he'd be a day 2 pick now. So I mean, there's depth at the position at quarterback. And I think there's depth at the wide receiver spot too this year.
Yeah, like I said, wide receiver. That's a position where we are good. Gauge.
You wouldn't draft another wide receiver that way you can start transitioning Julio.
No, I wouldn't, because I think Julio still is a premier wide receiver, even though he's been banged up this season. I think you have your transition wide receiver in Ridley, so there's no need to get another one at this point. And I think the guys surrounding Ridley and Jones, Gage, are all good pieces to have. So I wouldn't do that one just yet. I think Julio Jones is still a top 5 wide receiver. The situation is a little bit different with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is a top 10 quarterback, and it looks like his best days are kind of gone. So
top 10?
He's top 10. He's still top 10. Listen, Mahomes is 1. Mahomes is 1. We'd say Russell Wilson is 2.
Sure, why not?
Aaron Rodgers. All right. Lamar Jackson, just because he won MVP last year. Who are we going after that?
Deshaun Watson,
yeah. I think Brady's ahead of him still. Breeze, I don't know about that one. Not now. I don't know about Breeze now.
Okay. So I'm not arguing with you on that one.
You got Phillip Rivers, who might be the same as Matt Ryan. They might be the same. 10A and 10B. Ben Roethlisberger's been kind of average, so he's in that mold, even though their team is only got they're on a 2-loss team. So yeah, Matt Ryan's in the top 10.
But see, that's the thing about it is you got 6 guaranteed space talk. You got 6 guaranteed books, and then you got a whole bunch of possibles.
Yeah.
Where again, stuff's got to work out in their favor, and I don't think I wouldn't put Matt Ryan in my top 10, even though it's like it's so many other block quarterbacks. He still doesn't make my top 10.
Like I said, he's ahead of the Daniel Jones and the Herberts, and
I think I would probably take Herbert ahead of Matt Ryan. I'd take Josh Allen ahead of Matt Ryan. Gosh,
Josh Allen's been balling.
He's been all right. That
team is good.
The defense has woke up the second half of the season.
Well, like I said, I think you still got to give him some credit, man, because he can run it, he can throw it. Stephon Diggs has been special this year.
When he has great protection, he looks great.
Yeah,
he doesn't have great protection, and he's not able to run for his life. You know, he still has he makes those crazy plays where you're like, yo, why'd you just throw it to triple coverage to your tight end? I mean, not to your tight end, to your fullback. Who told you to throw a jump ball to your fullback? I'll never forget that play in the playoffs. Never. Never.
Well, that was in the playoff. This year he's been really good. He's
still a turnover machine. He's still good for a fumble or two a game.
Oh well, he's a young guy, takes chances. I mean, one name I didn't mention is Baker Mayfield. Would you take Baker over Matt Ryan?
Yes.
He's been good this season.
Just
He's been
because I have
good.
much of a disdain for Matt Ryan. Yes.
Why do you have a disdain? So now we get to meat potatoes. Why we have a disdain for Matt Ryan?
Well,
What did he do to you?
Disdain may be the word. I just don't like just the elite talk that keeps on being attempted to be attached to his name. It is bothersome.
He's not elite. That's not elite. Like I said, for any person who thinks Matt Ryan is elite, he's had a handful of elite seasons, but that doesn't make you an elite. Elite is being consistently elite. So I think he's been good, and I think he's been consistent at that, which puts him at a borderline Hall of Fame. Borderline, like there's one thing that could happen that would push him in the Hall of Fame. If he got another MVP, if he won a championship, I think he would end up there. But elite is strong. That's strong. I don't know if Matt Ryan is elite. I think he's a very good and solid quarterback. That's what I always say. And like I said, he is the best Atlanta Falcon quarterback in Atlanta Falcon history. There's no debate about that. Is he the most exciting? No. Is he the best? Yes. Is he the most talented? No. Is he the best? Yes, he is the best.
Pretty sad.
You know what else is sad is when you have a cramp in the middle of the game and you have to run to the bathroom. Was that a cramp or was that bubble guts? Because I've watched that tape and I've done that run before. I think we've all done that run before. We've maybe had too many tacos or in my case, had a little bit too much ice cream, knowing good and well that you are lactose intolerant. And he's like, hurry up, get out the way. Something about to happen. I don't want to happen in my clothes.
No, that was the good old fashioned. You're at halftime, you're thinking I don't have to go. And you're like, well, I'll just go after the game. And then at some point in time, that bubble really hits you, and you're thinking, let me just let me sneak this fart out and I'll be all right. And it turns into a start. I misjudged this one. Gotta go.
He misjudged first of all, he's too young for that. He can't be misjudging those.
No, there's no such thing as too young for that. It just happens. Sometimes you just can't gauge it. Sometimes let me just slide this one out. Oh, that might be too much. I'll say what did Pop say? Pop saying Friday, move out the way, Stanley.
It looked like he was saying all of that because that man looked like he's about to mess his clothes up, straight up. But he said he wasn't pulling the Paul Pierce. That's what he said.
You can say that. I mean, hey, you can say that all you want. Ain't finna stop these jokes.
I'll be honest with you. I've had lots of cramps, and no cramp makes me want anybody to get out the way. It actually makes me want people to move slower because I need help.
Yeah.
I need help. I need you to help me stand up. I need you to help rub this cramp out. Something. I'm not telling anybody to get out the way if I got a cramp. I need you to grab me and help me get to where I need to go. In his case, the swatting away of the person and his little doo-doo trot, it looked like he was about to blow something up.
Oh, you got to go when you start running on your heels. Your low back is locked up because you're trying to make sure it is all compressed, tight together. Me running on the heels like.
You really got to run in a straight line too, like he did, because he was, all the juking he does, he couldn't juke there. If he'd have juked, it would have went splat.
Oh yeah, he would have went splat, and we would definitely had confirmation that it wasn't a cramp.
The white pants would have been brown.
Oh man, all over the place.
The Baltimore Browns.
It'd have been so rough, and you know somebody would have been there to snitch. Like, yo, hey man, Lamar just shit on his pants. Should have seen it. Shit everywhere.
Nobody gonna take a hand off from him for the rest of the game.
Nah. His hand off come with a bottle of Purell.
I don't need no Purell. I need to see soap and warm water.
Hey, very true.
But you know what's bad though? He ran in there. He ran in there, did what he had to do, and he came back and threw a touchdown pass. Next time he was out.
Hey, he had time to clear his mind. Do your best thinking and studying when you're on that porcelain throne. Surprised he didn't take the iPad back there with him. Go, heard him get back here and study some tape real fast. Ooh.
Oh man, like I said, I marvel at these players because when I had to go to the bathroom like that, I'm not trying to do that. I need to go sit down for a while because everything gets locked up. Everything locks up. He's a young guy. He went and sat on the throne, did his business. He ran back out. He just throwing bombs. He dropping bombs and throwing bombs at the same time. Pretty amazing.
Great play on words.
It's what I do. It's what I do. In the words of Obama after he drained that three, that's what I do.
I'm not liking that guy.
Who's that?
Obama.
Why? Why so?
The statements he made recently about saying defund the police, but basically what hurt Democrats and people aren't trying to hear slogans.
Yeah, a lot of people had a lot of issues with that.
Yeah.
And I think he could have said it differently. I think he could have said things differently for sure.
But he's been saying things like this since he's been, especially since he's been out of office. He does a lot. He does a lot for lecturing the black community instead of, that. He jumps on sometimes on the bandwagon, but other times he's trying to lecture us on telling us how we should talk to other people and not talking to those other people himself. Tell them how they should do better. But that's our president.
The sarcasm in which you were dripping a lot with.
Yeah.
But at least we have certified our actual president now, though. At least we certified Joe Biden. The electorate finally certified it. We actually can say, well, I've been saying anyway, and I'm sure you have, but Joe Biden is the president. No more shenanigans, if you will.
Oh, he's definitely president-elect. But it still doesn't mean that it's over with. You still got to vote on January 5th. If you're in the state of Georgia, Warnock and Ossoff, it's now that Trump's out of the office, it's about taking away power from Mitch McConnell. And until you get him out of there, then it's not going to be much of a change. I see you got your I vote picture, that selfie that everybody takes.
I did it. I did my civil duty yesterday. The lines weren't long. I hope that the lines aren't long because people are mailing in their ballots. But never.
That same picture, or did you recycle one?
That's the same one from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's yesterday. I like I said, I went and voted. It was a quick process, socially distanced, had my mask on, went and did it. Really, it took me about 30 minutes. As opposed to the presidential election, for one guy, as I was walking out with him, said that he voted the first day on the presidential election. It took him 3 hours to vote. And I said, yeah, that's why I didn't go on the first day of early voting. But I definitely went the first day on this. Actually, I went and scoped it out first because that's what I do. Because I don't, I got kids, and I was thinking about possibly taking my child in there, and then I have to check the line out, because if it's like a 2-hour line, I'm not doing that. But if it's like the way it looked when I went to go vote, I can do that. But
yeah, ain't no way in the world. First of all, I treat elections like I treat going to buy a PS5 or this vaccine. I'll wait for the update. I can go the very first day, be the first ones out there. Congratulations. Hooray for you. Not this guy. I'll wait.
You'll wait?
I got patience.
It's good to have patience. So my question would be, are you going to go before the January 5th, or are you going to go, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to early vote, but I'm just going to make sure it's at a time where it's not going to be lines. I don't like lines. I'm allergic to them.
No, I don't like lines. I really don't like traffic. That's what I don't like. But lines I can do, but if I have my kids, I try to avoid them.
I avoid lines even by myself. I don't like it.
You're really averse to lines.
I really am. I'm that person that if I have the money, I'd rather pay for the VIP to get through. Otherwise, I just want to go.
So you want them Six Flag bougie folks. Get that fast pass.
Or I just don't go.
Or you just don't go. I said, I don't mind a line. It just depends on if it's a 30-minute line or it's a 2-hour line. If it's a 2-hour line, I don't like those kind of lines. 30-minute line, I can rock with that. Because, I listen to music or podcasts. Like everyone should listen to Two Piece and the Biscuit podcast.
Boy,
but
name right. Jesus, man.
Hey, brother. I got it out. I took it out.
What you sipping on right now?
Coca-Cola. It's the middle of the week. It's the middle of the week. Can't rock like that in the middle of the week.
Understandable.
Got to go to work. Got to get up early. All that good stuff.
That's what's up. Let's say I myself good old fashioned water.
Water. You trying to keep that you don't look like you gained any weight since the quarantine.
I didn't gain weight, but my body has definitely made a turn and reformation for the worse. Yeah, I stepped on a scale that did like my body fat and all those other numbers. There's a whole bunch of numbers I didn't like.
when you get to my mass, the only number I look at is the weight, because if the weight is bad, then everything else is bad. So I'm taking steps to rectify this, because I'm tired of being achy and I'm getting older. My hair is getting grayer. So especially after I have looked at our 40-time run many, 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 many times and laughed at myself and cried, I said I got to do better, because I said to my wife, I said, I look like a legitimate fat man trying to run. That's sad.
Yeah. Now, see, the funny thing is, like, and one of the numbers said my metabolism is still high. And the thing I took from that was, if my metabolism wasn't still high, I'd probably be a good 200 pounds easy.
Oh, you still under 200 pounds, huh?
Yeah, I am.
Must be a nice, wonderful world you live in.
Not really. I mean, if it was like 200 pounds of muscle, that'd be like awesomeness. But unfortunately, it's not. So, I got some work to do.
Well, since I have not been to a gym, and I'm not going to go to a gym for a while, all that wonderful power that I had is all gone. So I'm having to take different measures. I think I'm going to have to change my diet, become more disciplined.
Yeah, that's
and more cardio.
That's me too. Also, I'm gonna do a detox pretty soon. 'Cause, I mean, if it was like 200 pounds of muscle, that'd be like awesomeness. But unfortunately, it's not. So, I got some work to do.
Well, since I have not been to a gym, and I have not going to go to a gym for a while, all that wonderful power that I had is all gone. So
Probably a Lamar Jackson style detox.
Just don't do it while you're doing so. Don't do it while you're on the golf course.
Oh, no. I'll make sure I have a couple of days off from everything in life, and that's all I can do is just detox and properly take care of the waste.
I think I mentioned it once, but I didn't say what happened. So I had my colonoscopy 2 weeks ago.
How'd it go?
It was inspired by Chadwick Boseman. God rest his soul. It went well. The worst part, I'm gonna tell you, because I don't know if you're gonna eventually do it. You're not 40 yet, so you got plenty of time to wait till you're 50. They really recommend doing it at 50, but being a black man, we should always do everything earlier.
Yeah, I'm doing it at 40.
I did it at 41. The worst part was really the day before, where you're not allowed to eat any solid food. So I was drinking chicken broth, nothing in it, water, and the medicine they give you. How can I describe this? Turns your bathroom situation into a pressure washer situation. So it's that's powerful. That's pretty powerful there. So, and you go to the bathroom multiple times. I had to take this at 6 in the evening and then 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's ouch. That's not fun.
And then I woke up at 6, had my procedure at 8, and the procedure was painless. Nothing happened. Like I said, everything was good. I came back with clean bill of health. So yeah, but the worst part was the day before, not eating. Everything else was fine.
That's definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, like I said, I can. It's good to have people that have experienced it because sometimes going to the doctor can be scary, and I'm here to tell you that was, as far as procedures or anything on, that was the least scariest one that I've done.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got a clean bill of health.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, speaking of all that, we were talking about doo-doo and boo-boo. Dude named Carson Wentz was playing like doo-doo and boo-boo, and he got replaced by one Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts went and got himself a win against those New Orleans Saints, which made us Falcons fans happy.
Packers fans too. Number 1 seed right now.
So, one, it seems like this move should have been made sooner because they just look better with him out there. They look like they had a professional quarterback out there. What did you think?
I think he played all right. He did the one thing that Carson Wentz hasn't been doing, and that was protect the football. Protect the football. You minimize the potential for negative plays, and he gave that team hope. Whereas Carson Wentz is just kind of he's been blah the entire year, and you have too many people that try to give excuses to why he's been blah, and at some point in time it had to stop. And I'm glad Jalen went out there and played very well. When you go out there and beat the Saints, that's an accomplishment in itself right there. And I hope for bigger and better things for him.
Yeah, they beat the Saints. And the Saints, like I've talked about, the Saints have a really, really, really good defense. So for him as a rookie to go play against the vaunted Saints defense and handle it and come out with that dub says a lot. I don't know what's happened to Carson Wentz. Ever since that season where he was on the MVP track and then he tore his ACL, he's not been the same quarterback. He's really been very careless with the football, throws balls where he just shouldn't throw them. At one point, we thought this man was going to be a perennial top 5 quarterback, and we thought that the MVP that he possibly could have won was going to be one of many, and now he's not playing well at all. He's just doesn't look good. So Jalen Hurts getting his chance, and the other thing about Jalen Hurts, I'm happy for him because we all remember him in Alabama, him getting replaced by Tua, and how some Alabama fans treated Jalen Hurts while he was there. And then for him to go to Oklahoma, play in the offensive system, light it up, that was really cool. So I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, like I said, much success to him. And yeah, Carson's been bad the last couple of years. It's kind of got to be a bad feeling to see your backup the year you should win MVP go out and win the Super Bowl, and then you see they draft a backup in the second round, and now you see him succeed. Granted, it's very small sample size, but that's got to be a tough pill to swallow after they just paid you $100 million.
Yeah, they paid him a lot of guap, and now I'm pretty sure that Eagles fans and the Eagles front office is like, did we make the right choice by giving that money?
Yeah. You got money to blow. You do just that.
You got money to blow, money to throw everywhere. Sometimes you got a shoe to throw somewhere, and it might cost you a game.
Yeah.
It might cost you a game. You don't know what happens. Yeah. Go Florida.
Cost you a game, cost you your playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, my man just had to toss a shoe. It's like he just saw right there and went, ooh, yeah.
What is he thinking about?
I can't even think of a reason. I can't make up a reason. It's like he just really just was so happy about making that tackle on third down to where he said, you know what, I just got to get this shoe out of here.
I got to take these shoes off.
Yeah, look at this random shoe, and I got to throw it 20 yards. Not 5, not 10, not 15, but 20 yards. Rest probably wouldn't normally call that, but the fact he just chucked it was like, oh, come on, man. What are we doing here?
I bet he was sick in that locker room, like Lamar Jackson sick.
Oh, yeah. And, the guys all said the typical stuff like, hey, we got your back. We got your back. He's still one of us, so, we still love him. But, there was a couple people in the background like, man, I really can't stand him. I never liked him anyway. I knew he was going to do something stupid. The fifth-string cornerback talking about, I wouldn't have been dumb enough to do that. That's why I should be playing and not him.
Oddly, that wasn't the craziest thing that happened within the week to 2 week span of football players. Was that Texas football player that decided to throw the hit stick on the ref? Now he's suspended from all athletics, and they arrested the young guy. I'm talking about the high school player.
Yeah, I mean, stupid stuff happens. He did that. Not much of a story to tell right there.
That's what I'm saying. Football players do some wild stuff. You think about LeGarrette Blount when he was at Oregon, when he jabbed the Boise player.
He deserved that.
Why did he deserve it?
I'm
running the mouth.
Pretty positive. He said some magical words, and he probably said the magic word.
It sounded like he got that right hand boogie and put him to the ground.
One hit a quitter. Boom.
He didn't sleep him though. He just knocked him to the ground, stunned him.
Oh, I mean, he stunned with one punch, put him on the ground. Now, granted, LeGarrette Blount's like 240, 250 at running back. And that was a D lineman that he hit. More like he just picked on some little cornerback.
No. That was a Michael Jackson on Steve Kerr. Michael Jordan on Steve Kerr.
Michael Jackson.
Oof.
You
Wrong,
right?
Michael. Huh?
You all right? That Coca-Cola not doing something to you?
It's the old age. Old age. That's what it is. When you get older, all the names and stuff run together. That's what happens. Remember I said that, Ian. You're not as old as me, but you're getting there.
Okay.
You start to forget. You start to forget more stuff. That magical memory that you have, it goes.
Okay. Sorry, that's all I got.
What you eating over there?
I was eating Trader Joe's cheesecake veggie quesadilla. Pretty doggone good. I needed it.
There's no Trader Joe's in my area, so I don't no Trader Joe's that I know about. So I would have to find another place.
They don't have a Trader Joe's in South Carolina?
I don't live in South Carolina, sir. I live in Georgia. That's why I was able to vote in Georgia.
Oh, thought you was another illegal.
Oh, don't you start that. Don't you start that. You know what'll happen. We're going to recount them votes like 67 times. Make sure we don't have dead people voting and all that other stuff. Don't you start it. Don't you start it.
He's a resident of South Carolina. He voted for Lindsey Graham.
In the wrong state. Yeah, I saw where the Secretary of State of Georgia said that he's going to have the GBI investigate like Cobb County or something with the votes or something like that. I guess there was some sort of inaccuracy there, but
all I know is they have less polling sites here in Cobb County than they did for the general election. So they're doing what they're doing, which is janky. But all right, I'm done talking politics. You got any more sports stuff to talk about?
Well, let's see. Have you been watching any of the preseason basketball?
A little bit here and there. Literally a little bit.
I've watched some. The best way I consume some of the games is on YouTube. After the fact, I watch them with the little boy. So, like I said, when we're on the Maurice All the basketball podcast, I was able to watch. I talked about John Wall, and I was surprised at the amount of speed that he has left. I thought that he was going to be a different player, and he is pretty doggone fast. So I was impressed by that.
Okay.
What else impressed me? The Lakers guard. What's Horton Talon or Talon Horton? Tucker. You know what I'm talking about.
THT.
There you go. We'll rock with that. He looked fantastic. He looks like he plays basketball the way I would play basketball if I had talent.
Slow.
You don't use slow. You don't say slow. You know, crafty. Change of pace. Change pace. Got to get change pace.
High motor.
Herky jerky. You know, but he gets that work. So it's gonna be interesting how he gets used when the regular season starts. Who else? A LaMelo Ball. LaMelo really has a good basketball court vision for a young dude. So I don't know how well he's going to shoot it. I think he's going to shoot it bad. I think his defense is going to be awful. But in the fast break, he's going to be fun to watch. And let's see. Cole Anthony's going to be good, better than advertised. No, I know you're a North Carolina fan. That should make you happy. It should put some warmth in your heart.
Yeah, cool.
And,
I thought he played all right. You know, this shortens this preseason, no summer league. Guys are just literally coming in, getting their feet wet, and not even getting their feet wet, getting tossed into the lake. That is the NBA.
Yeah.
I thought Zion looked good yesterday.
Ooh. Now you use the word high motor, except he's got high motor with athleticism. So
and skill.
And skill. I saw a couple of in and out dribbles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of below the rim play, which definitely going to help him. Is going to save his knees.
Yeah.
If he learned how to play like Zach Randolph, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably one focus that they talked about him since he's so heavy. Being a dude that's heavy, when you jump up and down like that, it puts a lot of stress and tear on your knees. And he's a young guy. Use that bounce when you need to. Use it when you need to. If you can get 2 points, it's 2 points. Doesn't matter if you dunk it or you lay it up.
Yep.
So, and I've watched your Bucks play, and the Bucks look the same. Really hard to tell what they're going to be. My guess is their defensive intensity is going to be better with Drew Holiday out there. So and Luka's going to be my MVP of the season.
I can go for that.
Those are my lasting sports takes. What about you?
Well, let's see. Yeah, Luka MVP. I think Giannis can win Defensive Player of the Year again. Houston's got some things to deal with. I haven't seen how hard they mesh with Wall and with Boogie. Brooklyn is going to be scary because I think KD is for real back.
Yep.
They were lying when they was talking about him being back to his old self. Yeah, that's really it, you know. Just ready to get this season started next week.
Yeah, next week. I'm excited. I don't think LeBron is going to be in the running for MVP, nor Anthony Davis, because I think both those guys are going to be load managed. I think, which is why they got Dennis Schroeder and Harrell. I think those guys are going to play a lot of minutes. I think they're going to be out of the lineup a lot, and they're just going to rest them for the long haul. So that's what I think. And I think, like I said before, I think the Lakers are going to repeat because they have the two best players on one team.
Okay. I disagree, but okay.
Now, who you got, Bucks?
Of course. Think I'm going to pick somebody not the home team?
If Coach Bud can adjust in the playoffs, I'm with you. And as much as I would like to go with that, I think that the Bucks really are trotting out the same team, and I think they're gonna do the same stuff. Sorry.
Time will tell.
Yes, sir. Well, on that note, any final thoughts?
Packers #1 seed. Go Pack Go. We got the Panthers on Saturday night without Christian McCaffrey. Another trap game. Let's go out there and get the dub. People go out there and vote. Early voting has started. Have a plan to get out there. And if you haven't already register. I think yesterday was the last day to register for your absentee ballot. Get those sent in ASAP, so to make sure your vote is counted. And this is a very important election here in Georgia, so let's make some stuff shake. Yeah, that is it for my final thought. I can't even make anything else up. No hate, surprisingly.
That's surprising. It did come earlier on with Matt Ryan, so maybe you got it all out of your system.
Nah, I'm not Lamar Jackson. I can still get some more out.
Oh, boy.
The hate is backed up.
The hate is backed up. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Well, my final thought would be first, the holidays are approaching. Christmas is coming. So if you haven't done your Christmas shopping, utilize Amazon to stay out these stores because that Rona is still around the corner. Thank goodness we got the vaccine, but still be safe.
Wear your mask.
Wear your mask. And for goodness sakes, think about your other fellow people. I think that we need to remember what Christmas is all about. It's not just about me. It's about all of us together because we're all in this together. So vote. This is also an important election, especially in Georgia. A lot of people, a lot of states are looking at us, wondering how this is going to play out, so we can play a role, unlike our Atlanta Falcons, who are officially eliminated. So we're going to be sitting on sidelines, but this is an opportunity for us to not sit on the sidelines. Politics matter, and I think that's about it. Basketball's about to start now. I'm going to get cranked up with my excitement.
All right.
So yeah, that's it. Well, we want you all to listen to our Two Piece and a Biscuit podcast. You can check us out on Spotify and any other streaming services where you get your pods. So check us out. But this is it for Two Piece and a Biscuit. Be kind to one another. Love one another. And we're out.
Deuces.
Vote. Vote. That's my V.